Alright. Welcome to Sideboard MTG, and it's time for another of Dev's decks. We ran the Tishar deck earlier today. It was an interesting deck. You guys can check out that video if you want. But today, tonight, we're going to be running the blue-red Tetsuko deck. Tetsuko Umezawa. That's it's probably about the most Oriental thing that I could possibly say. It almost sounds stereotypical. Tetsuko Umezawa, awesome card. He's the fugitive, and when you try to swing with a one power or toughness creature, it can be blocked. So unblockable. Dev says this is his favorite card, so I hope the deck is a lot of fun. I'm wanting to be able to smash some people in the face with this deck, so hopefully we'll get to do that, and we'll see. If you guys like the show, give it a thumbs up, and if you like the content in general, subscribe to the channel, as there's going to be more to come. In fact, tomorrow we are doing Dev's blue-black artifacts deck. So that's coming up tomorrow, and that's a non-budget deck. That deck is should be fairly competitive. I mean, like, do you hold off? Like, do you not put the more competitive cards in? And let's face it, the more competitive cards are the more expensive. So it's Asian, not Oriental. What's the Orient? Now it's time for some 3 a.m. coffee. Wow, Miss Pascal. Alright, well, hopefully I can play some Magic for you, and you guys can enjoy. Thomas, what's up? Danny Fire Blitz. Been playing some sweet blue-white control. Is that like the blue-white historic? Because, man, Teferi and all the other goodness. Yeah. You used Tetsuko yesterday in a sealed, Vernon says. Matt S., what's up? Rocked an upgraded Challenger deck last Friday. How'd you do with it, Matt? Just curious. How'd you do? Rush wants to know how the nap was. All right. Rush, Rocker, Vernon, Ramo, Miss Pascal. Who else we got up here? Suwaka. Oh, I probably butchered that. Thomas and Danny. I think I got everyone. Vernon? Yeah? Alright. So let's talk about Dev's deck here. Remember, if you want to just like look, the little eye, circle around it, click it. It'll take you over to dev, and you can watch the actual deck tech that he put out. It's going to be a lot more in depth. He's going to explain each card that he put in here and kind of why. So if you want to check that out, you can, and the deck lists are in the description box below. And and if you want to rent it, there's a quick rent down there for those of you that already use manatraders. Those that don't, if you do sign up, use the link, use the coupon code, save 15%. Everything's in the description box below. All right, guys, let's flip over here so we can do our preview as we kind of go through these. Oh no, my preview's not there. Where's my preview? Bam! All right, the tricks we do, right? We've got basically all the split lands. We've got 4 copies of Spire Bluff Canal and 4 copies of Sulphur Falls, and then he's slightly more on the blue side than he is on red, and only 20 lands in the deck. Now, the most expensive card in the deck is the 4 copies of Combat Celebrant. So this is it. The deck tops out at Combat Celebrant. This kind of reminds me a lot of the old mono black deck, that the only card above 2 converted mana cost other than Bone Picker, which we normally cast for 1, but would be like Ruin Raider or something like that. And those decks could really get away with having 20 lands, and because they only needed like 2 lands to completely operate. And this deck should be a lot like that. Now, Tetsuko gets to run pretty much all of the best 1 power toughness or 1 toughness or 1 power creatures, and we'll talk about that. Now let's explain Tetsuko really quick here. Creatures you control with power or toughness 1 or less can't be blocked. Well, okay, power or toughness. So Combat Celebrant can't be blocked because it's a 4/1. Earthshaker Kenra can't be blocked, not because of the enter battlefield ability, but because it's a 2/1. Firebrand just gets right through. Kari Zev can't be blocked, period, even though she's got Menace. So all of these are like really, really good. But my favorite, this is my favorite interaction with Tetsuko, and that is Bomat Courier can go uncontested. Just keep swinging. Just keep swinging, Bomat. Keep putting those cards. I'm going to dump my hand and just keep swinging, buddy. He's going to be awesome. And because we're turning everything sideways with no fear, Throne of the God Pharaoh. I know I haven't played it in a deck really. I mean, we tried it in a couple little test decks. We toyed around with putting 1 and 2 copies of in a few decks in the past, but he's running 4 copies of Throne of the God Pharaoh. That's awesome. Now, Warkite Marauder here, I like this. I love Warkite Marauder with Fanatical Firebrand. Again, it makes me go, where's the Walking Ballistas? But hey, you can shock it or you can Firebrand it. Either way, Unsummon is one of our protection spells along with Spell Pierce, and then of course, like one of the best protection spells on a stick is Siren Storm Tamer. And like when people say it's on a stick, they just mean that spell's on a body. So next here, let's look at his sideboard. Admiral's Orders. We're swinging, right? Like that's the plan, is we're swinging. That is the whole point, is we're going to swing. So Admiral's Orders should only cost 1 blue mana most of the time. Everything else is in the 2 and 1 range, and that's 3 copies of Chart, of course, 4 Essence Scatter, full play set of Essence Scatter, only 1 negate. I think that's because he's relying a little bit more on Spell Pierce, and getting through, like making sure that he's still putting threats down while holding up just a little bit of mana to counter with. Remember, when your converted mana cost in the main board is that low, you're really going to need to consider, can I still apply pressure and use removal spells? That's why I don't think there's any lightning strikes, and that's why we're not seeing a lot of negates here. I think mainly if we could have had a decent counter target creature spell, unless it's controller paid 2, that would probably, for 1 mana, that would probably take the place of Essence Scatter in this particular deck. Whether I'd want to run that in every deck, no, but probably in this. So I understand why he's on more Spell Pierce than Negate. The other 2 copies of Unsummon, because, like, I don't know, you can break people's heart with Unsummon. And then, of course, Hope of Gyre-Peer. Twice I've seen this in the sideboard today, or we've seen this in the sideboard today. So, Hope of Gyre-Peer. This is not going to be really a combo piece, but it's another 1 mana or 1 power, 1 toughness creature that if it gets in, we can actually stop you know, them from playing spells on their turn. And if they can't play a non-creature spell, then that means no Planeswalkers, no Karn, no Teferi, no Approach of the Second Sun. Could buy us a little bit of extra time. Maybe we just need to, you know, chip in with it a little bit in the early games, or the early game, and then when it comes time, you know, it'll give us that extra turn to just go ahead and, you know, dump our mana, dump our hand, and play the rest of our creatures. Sack this after it's dealt damage, and then that gives us 1 more turn to be able to hold up that counter magic. So, Thomas Lee Mitchell, thank you so much, sir. Let's jump back over because that's the last of the sideboard. Thank you, Thomas Lee. Why did that not show up anywhere? Huh. Interesting. I don't know why that didn't... Was that not a super chat? I am thoroughly confused, guys. Thoroughly confused. But Thomas Lee, thank you very much. Let me check something really quick. Let me check my dashboard here. Love the videos, bub. Keep it up. Okay, so that was directly through StreamBoss. Thomas, you're the very first person to ever donate through StreamBoss. I was not expecting that, but thank you very much, sir. All right, here we go. We're gonna go to a game. Let's jump into a game, guys. Let's get chat up where I can see chat. That confused me. I wasn't. No, that was a Streamlabs donation, I think. Anyway, we're gonna use Tetsuko. I still have the cards for the budget to share because like I owned like all but 3. Did I see your last post? Probably not. Let me. I've got chat here, but I was looking at something else. You only play the throne after you've swung with at least 3 to 4 creatures, or only if they're low on health. You never play it just to play it. How many copies do you normally run? Like when you just play it, just like when you, like he's running 4 copies here. I think that you're going to play it anytime you think that you can maximize mana, but I do agree that you want the creatures down before you go to put the, you want to apply the pressure, and then, right, you run 3 copies. Okay, all right. I'm just gonna see how it works. I mean, we're just gonna see how the game unfolds. We'll play the cards we're dealt, and like if. I'm not going to say I won't, like, turn 2 the Throne of the God Pharaoh if it eats in a braid and Tetsuko doesn't, I'll deal with that. I'll live with that. I mean, that's, I don't know. It just depends. It depends on what we're playing against. I don't think, like, it always irks me when someone says, always do this, and it's like, that's probably, like, here, no, I'm not going to play it on turn 2 because I'm going to be dropping Earthshaker Kenras and just, like, doing work. And then I'm going to, like, turn 3 or probably turn 4 Tetsuko. And if I have hit land, then I'll probably turn 4 and, you know, Throne of the God Pharaoh, but I doubt I'm going to hit land. hopefully we'll just hit more like one land in the next 2 cards and a 1-drop. Like, that would be great. So I'm going to keep. Thomas Mitchell. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Make sure that you check the Patreon page often. The Patreon page is where you're going to find... Oh yeah, this is going to be great. It's where you're going to find the listings and the links to get into the private streams, coffee time and things. Those are on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So yeah, if you want to catch those private streams, make sure you stop in. All right, we're going to play a mountain this turn this way. Next turn, we got Sulphur Falls up. Looks like we're just going to go ham. Fatal Push, like bite his Fatal Push, or maybe we just get in there. Yeah, there we go. Well, that saves Tetsuko from it, right? Oh, man. Oh, it's so sweet. It's the song, that's what it is. No, we're not going to pay for it. He did get the Earthshaker Kenras from us. We are making him spend his cards here, though. So, yeah, I'm going to... I will be playing Throne of the God Pharaoh this turn. Just because it will actually apply more damage here. Wonder if he has another counter? Let's see if he counters this. Negate. Okay. One more land off the top would be... You're right, the happy song. One more land off the top, we would just play both. Maybe not, though. Maybe we would like hold up 1 mana for... Like, I kind of like just playing Combat Celebrant here. I mean, if we play Combat Celebrant this turn... Yeah, I kind of like that. And then, like, next turn... or the turn after Combat Celebrant, we play Tetsuko, and then swing. Like I'm expecting to be having like staring at the Scarab God or something like that by that point. Oh man! Wow, he's just going to commit it right now. Okay. Well, if he's going to commit that, then I'm just going to play out my hand here. Most of the time when people see Combat Celebrant, they're probably thinking that we're playing, you know, like a GPG deck or something like that. If he does play land the Scarab God, then we're going to be kind of okay. Like, this is his turn to be able to stop the Combat Celebrant. Like, we could have waited a couple more turns and tried to drag this on into a much later game by, you know, playing the Siren Storm Tamer down, then the next, like, and playing the Tetsuko, and then leaving up 1 mana for the Siren Storm Tamer. But if he burns his Vraska's Contempt here on the Combat Celebrant, then, oh, he's just going to get the Earthshaker Kenra. Okay. Well, that's not, like, overly horrible. Poopy Fatty, thank you for subscribing. Yeah, we'll just swing. So next turn, if he doesn't remove. Okay, so this would actually stay tapped, so that's not going to hit twice. Yeah. So we're not looking at that much damage. We need to hit a land. So he hit his land. Do we see the Scarab God here? Is it enough? There's our Bomat Courier. Disallow. I'm not exerting because like that would be doing 2 additional damage, whereas being able to swing yet again next turn with our Combat Celebrant is 4 damage. So that's why I'm not exerting. I believe that if we can survive the extra turn, it'll be more damage in the long run. Blink of an eye. I'm gonna counter this. So next turn, exerting Combat Celebrant will be lethal. Cast down. Okay. Well, it looks like we're not going to be doing that. Need to play this land. Unfortunately, it's going to come in tapped, so we didn't get to play it first main phase and bring back the Earthshaker Kinra. But we can try here. There's the Scarab God. He scooped. I don't know why he scooped, but I'll take it. Right? Like, he scooped, and I don't really know why. Opponent's deck is reactions and does nothing thus far. Wonder what he wins with. I take it this is game 1. He wins with the Scarab God, like most good blue-black decks. I don't know why he scooped. I don't know why he scooped. Yeah. Well, I love Essence Scatter against a deck that doesn't have many creatures. Warkite Marauder is awesome. I don't want to use Unsummon in this battle. I don't think Shock is going to be that great. Spell Pierce is probably going to be where I want to be. So we'll try to counter them with Spell Pierces and Essence Scatter. I think that's where I should be. If it was an approach deck, I would go ahead and bring in the negate as well. But against a blue-black deck, I normally just want to counter their major threats. So I'll keep. I love that turn 1 Bomat start. I'm not a big fan of red deck, but I have liked Bomat Courier. Well, I like Constructs, so. You would have brought in Unsummon. Well, we had 2 main board, but like make him spend 4 mana to bring a dude back. Alright, well, you can have my Essence Scatter. You hate Bomat? Oh, what is this? Blasphemy. I know I could have gotten the Warkite Marauder down, but I want more Bomats. getting 2 bow mats means like it's a lot easier to get to all your cards. Like, I don't know if that makes any sense. Like, you can sack them both at the same time. Now's not the turn I'm going to sack them, so if he kills one, then that's fine. They're not necessarily that dangerous right now, but this second combat celebrant is going to be extremely dangerous. I'll get an island because I have, like, now I have double blue, double red. Yahini's expertise. Oh, where was this? Oh, man. Alright. What are you casting off of it? I'm gonna try to maximize mana here. It's not necessarily maximizing damage. Man, the Yahini's expertise, that got me. Oh, there you are. There you are. Of course you are. Scatter. Fatal Push. Not very scared of Tetsuko, is he? I mean, you kill all of the good creatures around it, then, you know, ouch. Bowmat is a beast, but Yahini's expertise is a really good card. Well, with Tetsuko, it doesn't matter if there's a creature in front of it. Like, you do have to worry about them, like, killing Tetsuko and then, like, blocking or something like that, but... Now he's going to gain back more than we've dealt. Flooding with a 20 mana deck, or a 20 land deck. Bloodlust Insider. To give the combat celebrant haste. Right, the Bowmats were doing so good, guys. Ugh, things just got mean. Now the blue-black deck is coming back. I am going to throw this out there. I've got no reason to not try to cast it. I mean, if I get to start doing an extra point of damage each turn, then hey, we'll take it. We'll see what he tries to cast here. I mean, so he's going to try to cast Glimmer. I'm going to counter it. Fanatical Firebrand, Bowmat Courier, any of those things off the top would be awesome. They do have to resolve, but well, guys, that's going to be the end of this game. We're gonna have to go to game 3. Yeah. I'm with you, 99 Ninjas. Like, Yahini's is a great spell, and it keeps decks like this from being able to really get off the ground. So, I'm going to go ahead and concede the game. Never give up, never surrender, but yeah, we're at 2. All right, dead on the board. We can do that. Okay, well, the Essence Scatters would have been nice. Unsummons might be great. Unsummons may actually help save us. But man, he did have a lot more creatures than originally thought. Although we don't have a creature that we need the Warkite Marauders and the Shocks. Taking the Throne out. We can play it in another game. I don't think this is the one for it. I think we need the Shocks and we need to run with Warkite Marauder. Maybe unsummon over Shock, or maybe I should have split it. But we're on the play. I think we're gonna go with. We'd have to hit land. Oh man, we just need one land. Seriously, one land and we're rocking and rolling. Oh, I want a mulligan. Still one land, but a Bomat? A Shock? See, this is just as bad. Like, we should have kept the other one lander. But I can't like mulligan down more in a 20 land deck. Like, when you start mulliganing in a 20 land deck, you have less chances to hit those lands, and then you mulligan again, you have even less chances to have 2 lands. So yeah, sometimes you just got to take that gamble. And hopefully we can like protect this Bomat just a little while longer. Maybe he doesn't just like fatal push it right now. Okay, well, that land off the top was pretty decent. Let's see what he does. So he's going to attack. Earthshaker Kenra. Like, do I apply more pressure here? Hieroglyphic. So he cycles. I kind of wanted to just hold up, right? So we take 3 cards over the 2 in hand. I think so. That was a good exchange, I think. Alright, so we just play out our hand. So now we get to hold open Bomat and the Siren Storm Tamer. At least we can start pushing a decent amount of damage. 5 damage per turn results into 3 damage per turn, so we're technically winning the race. mean, him using spells would slow us down because we would have to use our creatures. While he's doing that on his turn, he's digging for land. He needs the Torrential Gearhulk. Did he get the land? No land? Ooh, okay. I'm gonna play my land. And at this point, like, Bomat is value. I mean, that to be a 1/1, it is not a bad thing to see late game. Like, just top deck a Bomat, that does not seem bad. Alright, so here's the Torrential. He's going to try to take the cast down. And he's just going to cast it on Siren Stormtamer. So he can use the kill spells in his hand. Understood. Well, that doesn't really save him this turn. I mean, he might deal with Tetsuko Umezawa. I mean, we're kind of losing the race here too, so. Kill a Bomat, shoot a Bomat. So now I have Vraska's Contempt something. I don't think he can target a Bomat. I think he has to target like Tetsuko or the Earthshaker Kenra. Okay, so yeah, he targets Tetsuko. Alright, so get rid of the Spell Pierce. We'll get a couple other things here. We got a Spell Pierce back. That's fine. Now we can just play some creatures out. And this turn we'll actually try to stop damage. Alright, so he glimmers on his turn. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Okay. So I think I block here and here. He's already played a land for the turn. We go to 3. Gifted Aetherborn. That's okay. That can't block, but so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It would have to be another shock under the Bomat. No, that wouldn't work either. We don't have the land. So Are we just dead? We're dead, right? Yeah, we're dead. I mean, we just didn't have the damage. Even with the blocker back, we're still... I don't know, we only take... And we're still dead, though. Swinging with the Bowmat killed me. Mini... like, we can't counter that. Let's see what was under the Bowmat. So let's say we hadn't have swung and we'd have blocked sack. What would we have gotten? Another Bowmat and a Combat Celebrant. Alright, well. It was a pretty good fight. I mean, I don't feel bad about the fight. The deck definitely gave a really good fight against this blue-black mid-range deck. So. Well. I mean, he just had answers for days. So. Right? Like, it probably wasn't a great matchup, but the deck definitely fought. So. I feel good about that. Like. It didn't feel like it was just grinding my gears or like, you know, spinning in place or anything. So we were trying to making progress slightly until Gear Hulk come down. Well, this is a decent hand, so I'm going to keep. It's a good hand at like fighting an opponent, so opponent's creatures. So it has a lot of interaction. Okay, well, here we go again. That's not a bad top deck. Now he can spend his turn 2 with a Fatal Push if he wants. Alright. Grixis. Harness Lightning. In my opinion, one of the best things you can do against Grixis is play more than one spell per turn. So that's why I wanted to do that over the Warkite Marauder. It's still doing 2 damage, but this will do 2 damage now. And then 2 damage again next turn. Warkite Marauder would have done 2 next turn. So Whirler. Let's get down the Marauder, and we can leave up Unsummon and Shock. Can't really swing with that, so we unsummon our Warkite. I think I'm going to unsummon Warkite. I don't want to unsummon Whirler Virtuoso. So he theoretically time walks me here. Tetsuko would be nice, because that means, like, thank you, Bogard does Overwatch. You play Overwatch, I guess. No, not Chandra. Alright. Grixis mid-range. It didn't lose anything, guys. Like, do we have to just, like, pass turn here? I think so. When the Warkite can swing, we can do a lot more, but, I mean, he's got Vraska's Contempt open now. He might actually try to downtick on Chandra to kill the Warkite. Nope, just more mana. Glorybringer's going to do the job. Goblin Chain Whirler. The one thing we didn't want to see. Well, that's going to be game. Yep. Goblin Chain Whirler will, like, that's the fact that he's running this, we've lost. Most of our deck has 1 toughness. I could have let him enter the battlefield, shoot him. Yeah, probably should have done that. I'm definitely just discouraged at seeing it. We're not a GPG deck, so like we're not getting any of that back. Tetsuko Umezawa. Honestly, I should have scooped and not even let him know that we had Tetsu. Yeah. Okay, well. Now watch, he'll play another Chain Whirler. Because he hasn't ticked Chandra yet. So he plays another Chain Whirler off the mana he makes from Chandra. And kills my Tetsuko Umezawa. That's how I would play the Grixis deck. Yep. Get wrecked. Hey, First Strike's awesome with burn-based removal, guys. I've always said that I like the Direfleet Daredevil because it was a good first striker. Well, Goblin Chain Whirler is an even better first striker, and Grixis already ran 3 copies of Chandra. That doesn't seem bad at all to me. Yeah. The deck would probably play GPG pretty well. Oh, Whirler. Whirler, Whirler, Whirler. So how do we beat it, guys? Alright, so do we need Chart of Course? Do we need Hope of Garpir so we can't cast them? Do we need Spell Pierce so that we can counter the counter them? Like what how do we beat it? We don't have a Braid, we don't have other burn. It comes down like it'll be down 2 turns before a Warkite Marauder can ever even get to it. So how do we beat it? How do you beat 4 Chain Whirlers? Scatter? Never tap down? Does that mean we can't go Combat Celebrant? Maybe cut back on them a little bit? Cut back on a Throne? Okay. Scatter and Spell Pierce. Right? Chain Whirler and Ballista made small creature decks unplayable. I agree. Do we run Unsummon? Like, I don't think we're unsummoning anything other than maybe Glorybringer. Which, he'll probably just Glorybringer us to death this time. I mean, this is Grixis, guys. Like, the deck didn't lose anything. It got more good parts. I've got to play the Grixis deck. Unsummon. You find the opponent in real life and you whack him. That's how you beat this deck. I think instead of Unsummon, I'm going to run Hope of Garpir. Maybe it should have been Chart of Course. So, if I'm not mistaken, Goblin Chain Whirler says, I mean, it's a decent hand, guys, but it ain't that great. Goblin Chain Whirler, this is much better. Goblin Chain Whirler says that each opponent takes 1 life and each creature they control. I'm going to leave that on top. They have to target me or my creature before this will counter. So, doesn't counter a creature spell. Doesn't counter the ability. It'll counter the ability if the ability is targeting me or a creature I control. But I think that Chain Whirler just says deals that damage to everyone. Wonder why that was grayed out. All right. This deck screams Karizev's expertise. I like active treason effects. I do. What are we worried about on turn 2? It's not Glint Sleeve anymore. Okay. Well, we'll give him a target for an Abrade. I wouldn't mind countering, but countering a creature that he might play this turn, like a Whirler or something like that, but I'm kind of okay with this. He had 3 red. He had 3 red on 3 in a 3-color deck. And I can't cast Benelish Marshal with 3 swamps in the deck. By the way, this is just your I can't show the label, but you know. Jeez. Yeah, he's not targeting me. It's each opponent. No. This says each opponent. And Siren Storm Tamer, because this is like the 3rd time I've seen it now. Okay. When Goblin Chain Whirler enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to each opponent and each creature and planeswalker they control. Pay 1 blue, sacrifice Siren Storm Tamer, counter target spell or ability that targets you or a creature you control. Yeah, you guys can see it. I'm disgusted. Like, if you guys don't ever go on tilt, man. I mean, oh, I didn't expect him to have, I guess every split land in the deck can produce red. Is that how it's fixed? Like, oh. Fatal Push? Well, it's hard to annoy your opponent here. We're online, so... This thing is so good, guys. Harness Lightning? No. I can stop it, I will. Watch, now he's going to be like, sure. Glorybringer. Dragon Skull Summit, Glorybringer. There's the Dragon Skull. No Glorybringer. Okay. No, my bad. Not Glorybringer. The Scarab God. Done with that. Done. Done. We had another Tetsuko coming. Can you play Magic without Karn, the Scarab God, and not Tezzeret, but Teferi right now? Like, or Chandra? Can you even play Magic without those? Well, by the way, Jareth, for like the entire last 2 blocks, that was the deck I've been playing. So I have been doing that to people for months. Not the Goblin Chain Whirler, but pretty much everything else that's in that monster of a deck. Grixis midrange is just phenomenal. It has been, and it picked up a couple additional pieces to help it fight. It's it's so good. But we just seen why, right? I mean, a simple Goblin Chain Whirler just completely destroyed us. I've got to update my Grixis list. I've got to play the Chain Whirlers. Man, that was brutal. Whew. All right. Let's get back into another game, huh? Maybe we can dodge these control decks, dodge these mid-range decks. Maybe just fight against another deck that's trying to fight us. Game 3, or Match 3, Game 1, here we go. Let's do it. Oh, yeah. I played Goblins. It was a Patreon games about, I want to say 3 weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago. One of my patrons actually just asked could I play the new 5-0 Goblins gift list, and I played it that night, and it was pretty cool. I only played 1 game of it, but yeah, it was good. So, you know, that's another option you guys have when you sign up for Patreon. If you guys just want to see a deck run, let me know. Just make a post. Your Goblin GPG is nasty. Well, you got, what, 2.5 more weeks and you can post another deck rush? So, if you want to see your Goblin GPG deck run, you can post it for next month. Still be Dominaria. Not enough Lords. What? No, not enough Lords for just straight Goblins. You're right. They're not. But, and the Goblins don't do a lot for themselves as like 1/1 and 2/2s. Chain Whirler and Siege Gang, and I mean, there's some good Goblins, right? Like, this Goblin's awesome in a deck with other things. Oh man, we just need a red land. I'll mulligan. Okay. Probably should have kept the other hand. We won one! Yes! We won! Well, that was match 3, guys. We'll just, we'll queue back up here. I think our opponent, like, mulligan to Oblivion and, just got mad and scooped. Well, you know what? This looks pretty decent, so I'm going to keep it, and we're going to play it. Turn 1 Bomat, turn 2 Kenra, Combat Celebrant, maybe turn 3 Combat Celebrant. Hope for turn 4 land to play Kenra and Throne. If we turn 3 the Combat Celebrant and he hasn't dealt with the other stuff, or we can turn 3 a Kenra and leave up a mana for the Bomat Courier. I don't know. You have a good feeling about this last game here? Well, I am 0-5 with Dev's deck today. So, yeah, 0 wins with the combo deck. And that could be on me. Maybe I'm not supposed to hold that Ornithopter until after I cast Tashar. Like, maybe Rich was right, and I should have just been playing that Ornithopter and just letting it go to the graveyard and just hope that I could get Tashar down and then untap with it and then start, like, drawing artifacts. Like, maybe. But I think that I was playing it right by holding the Ornithopter, like, trying for the combo. And I just didn't do so well with the combo deck. I mean, it may have just been running cold on us. We never seen Scrap Trawler until after we put in Mimic and Walking Ballista. Was like the only time we seen Scrap Trawler. So we didn't really get to do much with that. So. Okay. Now I'm begging for a land. This way I can go Kenra Bomat next turn. Might have been smarter to go Bomat this turn just to put an extra card under the Bomat. But I'm going to go for the damage because what I know about green decks is they normally have pretty big bodies. And if I don't find a Tetsuko, we're not going to be getting through those bodies. Would love to hit a land. Hey, Salvete, I will be playing a Rats deck. I have had so many requests for a Rat Colony deck. Everyone wants to see a Rat Colony deck. I was kind of expecting Dev to build one. I figured, you know, his entire community is asking for it too. I was expecting Dev to kind of build a Rat Colony deck, but it looks like I'm going to have to start working on my own. The current deck that I am building is a Jun mid-range deck. I'm wanting to do it along the lines and idea of a Grixis mid-range deck, along the lines of how Grixis was built, only drop the blue for green. So it's still going to be a red-black deck, but we're going to drop the blue for the green. And I may try to squeeze in Sulfur Falls. Oh. All right. I may try to squeeze in a copy of, or a couple copies of Chain Whirler after seeing that in the Grixis deck. I think Jun will have a good enough, maybe not. Maybe it just won't have a good enough mana base. I'll have to look, but after seeing Chain Whirler, I'd like, that's now brewing on my mind. Can we do that in Jun? Can we be mean like that in Jun? I mean, first strike, ooh. Right, they're mine as well. And then third for me is Bug, blue, red, green. Baseline, I'm like an Izzet player, but I also like black, red. So I mean, this is a decent turn 3, right? Right? I mean, if you lose with a turn 3 like this, like, what is going on? Okay, so he's gonna Fatal Push something, or like, yep. Okay, so we're against Sporlings. Saporlings, Saporlings, Saporlings. Got the little trees and the fungi, but somehow that's the same thing. Should be spores and fungus, or fungi. Oh, Deep Root Waters is good. The +1/1 counter build. Yeah, you're cool with Sporlings. I'm a fun guy. So my wife's father, he does this thing. Like it's funny. Like if he has mushrooms or something, or for some reason there's mushrooms there, you know, like he'll be like, want some fungi? You know, anyway. He loves the fact that fungi sounds like fun guy. Like he overdoes it, and that's the part that's funny. You'd have to be there. Yours is kind of like a tempo aggro build. You guess you have to be there, right? That's right, Poopy Fatty. You got to be there. Like, anywhere outside this stream, I'm going to go somewhere and be like, yeah, man, we had this guy in stream tonight, and his name was Poopy Fatty, and he was funny. It was funny. And they're going to be like, really? Really? That was funny? I think it's funny. Dad jokes for the win, right? That's the part of it, is he tries to stick the fungi in anywhere that there's a... I'm going to use... It can only block one, so I'm going to go Throne. And I'm swinging. Well, I mean, I assume his plans was he's hitting the brakes here. But we're still going to hit him for a minimum of 4 here. I mean, if he blocks the Earthshaker Kenra, then I don't sack. And then when I don't sack, he goes to cast his 4 mana, make 3 Sapperling. I'll Spell Pierce it. So we'll see what he does. Like, he's definitely giving it some thought. Is Merfolk Trickster playable in the deck? In this deck? Probably not, but maybe. The double blue is going to be awful hard, as like a majority of the deck is black. But Trickster is a 2/2, yes. It's a 2/2 that enters... will I do a revisit of the Ixalan tribes in the future so we can see how they fared with the introduction of Dominaria? Yeah, that actually sounds like a lot of fun. I was also wanting to do the petals. I call Goblin Chain Whirler and all of those, like do the monocolored decks based around the petals. So I thought about doing that. We haven't done a monocolored series yet this season, and I'm not going to call it monocolored, because like as soon as you put mono white on YouTube, it gets banned. Like somebody type mono white in chat. Just type in mono white. You run them as a sideboard card, they're pretty good. What? It came through? It normally says hide when somebody's talking, like, if that's the only thing in the comment. Huh. It came through, okay. Well, it normally doesn't come through. Mono-Caucasian. Oh, see, now, that's racist, sir. That's racist. We're talking about a color, not people. We're talking about color, that's racist, Rush. You gotta delete your racist comment. It was funny. It was funny. I thought it was funny. Sweet! We still get to keep up Spell Pierce. And we hit him for some damage, drew some cards. Yeah, he just now blocked, man. I was trying to like fill time, and do we do encores? No, we don't do encores. No. So I did an encore, and now the first like 30 minutes of that video is gone. but it was worth it, right? But we don't do encores. Just come in here to bust my... Anyway, we got some time left, right? We're losing so fast. We'll play one more. I mean, we won that, but... Right? Dude just scooped. Like, dude was like, oh, whatever. And he just scooped. This is why I normally play in queues and stuff, but going 1 and 5 so far today, I'm not in queues. I'm not. It's just not. Anyway, it's just a waste. Let's keep this hand. It's not that bad. I'm going to actually hang on to this until I know what I'm playing. We're going to probably play it on turn 3 when we play Kari Zev, because hopefully the Warkite Marauder will... well, we don't have the red, and I can't do that now. Maybe I should have played the mountain that turn. I want to win a game. Well, he'll definitely know about the red now. Abzan's another really cool deck. Congratulations on another year of life. That's about right. You know, welcome to another year. Hopefully we'll see you next year, you know. It's like, oh no, alright, well, you got rid of it anyway. So I wonder what creature he's worried about. A Jadelight Ranger? Come on, land. Nope. So we revealed Aether Hub and a Mox Amber. Well, we just top decked an awesome card. Ragavan's a 2-1. I mean, this is what the deck wants to do. What we're doing right now. The opponent is reading this card going, what? And now he's just going to kill it. Disney Jr. Oh yeah, Dorn Pouncer's just really good. Ooh, he revealed a Tishar. Tishar. We'll see what his Tishar build is. Wow, alright. So he just kept it on top. He's like, alright, I'll just reveal it again. Keep him my Tishar. So he casts stuff like Mox Amber and things like that, and he gets Jadelight Rangers and stuff back. Doesn't seem bad. I mean, we're just barely winning this race. He's doing 7, we're doing 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we're losing this race. We are losing it. But we are ahead, though, so... He does need to, like, kill this kind of now. Cast Down doesn't kill Tetsuko, which is awesome. Nissa. What will Nissa be doing? Wow, he is definitely putting the pressure on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, dead on backswing. Maybe I should have played the land, but okay, well, we can chump block and shoot, and chump block, chump and shoot, chump and shoot. So depending on like how he swings or what he does here, Wishbone greater than all. Oh my goodness, what are you talking about? Oh, Arthur versus Franklin the Little Bear. Okay. So is it the Bernstein Bears or is it something else? Like, you guys ever heard of the Bernstein Bears? Hey, he's seen my line where I stopped him. Awesome. Wish we could have seen what was under that bow mat. Alright, cool. Well, that's cool. He should have just plussed and swung at me. But if he did, he was dead on backswing. So that was why I swung with just Karizev and the Bomat Carrera. Don't think we have time for Throne of the God Pharaoh. I want to see drawing a couple extra cards. Unsummon might not be very bad here. Yeah, let's go with the unsummon. If he's going to be maximizing, you know, playing his creatures every game, then I'm going to just try to unsummon here. The Mandela effect, right? Okay, so somebody else knows about, you know, the Bernstein Bears, and all right. What about Sinbad? Huh? What about that movie? Huh? Shazam? Or no, it wasn't Shazam. It was Kazam or Alec. I don't remember, but Sinbad was in a movie like that. He swears them down. He was not in that movie. That movie does not exist. I am going to I'm going to keep this hand. It's the Bernstein Bears, man. Bernstein Bears. Yeah. Depending on where you're at, you remember it a completely different way. Half the people think it's the Bernstein Bears or whatever, Bernstein Bears or whatever, but it's also it's Bernstein, like not an A in the end. It's weird. There's a whole thing about it. So yeah, we won't talk about the Mandela effect, but yeah. Did the dude die in China? Or did the tank stop before it rolled over him? Because I remember a big crisis about, you know, the opposite. Well, Pashiri is a pain. That is for sure. Let's play... Maybe I should have played the Siren Storm Tamer. Or I actually should have played the Bomat Courier. This way, next turn, I could just drop the Tetsuko Mizawa. And then Bomat Courier would have been clear to get through. So, you mentioned your birthday was less than a month... You mentioned your birthday was less than a month away. Well, cool. I found out about Rush's birthday like the day before or day of. So remind me again in a month away. So now do I have to do an encore for you because it's your birthday? Like, why do you... A genie who rapped. Shaq was Kazam and Sinbad was Shazam. Or something like that. Okay, Tetsuko. I think next turn we play Bomat Courier and Siren Storm Tamer. We are way behind on damage here, though. Alright, so Spire Bluff Canal. I mean, we can Bomat Courier, start putting cards under the Bomat. I think I need to start leaving up the Fanatical Firebrand. Yeah, I punted right there. I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have used the blue mana. This way, I could have held up the double blue here. Should have been red and blue, but it's okay. What is going on in chat right now? I don't know. Chat got a little bit like completely away from, like, the deck is just clearly not holding interest here. Or maybe it's me not holding interest, right? So, what do we do? Bomat. Let's do it all. Are we dead? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, get more interesting. Yeah, well, Combat Celebrant might get interesting here. Glint Sleeve Siphoner. Okay. Another Glint Sleeve Siphoner. Ooh. I'm just gonna stop a little damage, that's all. Alright, so we'll play the Sulphur Falls. I'm going to exert. I don't think we get an extra chance to attack. We have to pretty much pull answers right now. Okay, so I'm going to hold control here. I'm going to play this Chart of Course. With it on the stack, I'm going to go ahead and sacrifice the Bowmat Courier. I just want all the cards, that's all. So we have no hand to discard. We get our 3 cards from the Bowmat Courier. Now we'll draw 2 more cards from the... okay, so that's actually really good. It's going to keep us alive just long enough. Yeah, the unsummon could be exactly what we're looking for. If he draws the additional card right here, it's going to take him down to 5. So we can block. What do you have? Vraska, Relic Seeker. So we're at 7. So do you... Okay, so he's going to destroy this Iron Storm Tamer. How does this work? It's got a period. Does he get to make it anyway? No. I'll just counter it so he can't make the treasure. Alright, so... we take 2 here. Another Tetsuko. If we'd have cast the, I don't know where the Earthshaker came from. So he down ticks and I die. Ah, I punted. Major punt. Down tick and I'm dead. Yep. I mean, I don't think I had another option there, did I? Did I even have another option? Does he see it? Right, yeah, the other option would have been to punch Vraska, right? But, oh man. Does he see killing his Vraska? Or does he just punch me for most of it? Does he put me at 1? I mean, you know, he knows that he's dead on the backswing. So he has to kill me here. Oh, man. Just a lightning strike would have done. Oh, shock. Anything. He's seen it. He's seen it. Good game. Good game. Good game, opponent. Good game. Oh, yeah, I should have done it that way. I think I'd run it back, though. I think we just run it back the way we have it. I have no clue what you guys are talking about. Vanquisher's Banner? You're not talking about this deck, right? Okay, well, another one scooped it up. Didn't want to play with us anymore. So, yeah, that's Tetsuko Umezawa. the Fugitive. I hope you guys liked it. The deck actually felt a lot better than I actually gave it credit for, that I thought it would. Tetsuko's really, really good. Like, Tetsuko's, and it's a good card. There's a lot of really good pieces that work around it. That I mean, I kind of wish there were some more cards that were a little bit bigger. You know, like, you know, a 6/1 or something like that couldn't be blocked, or something like that. I don't know. But yeah. Yeah, I didn't figure you guys were talking about a Tetsuko deck with Vanquisher's Banner. Right, we've got one more Devs deck, and that's tomorrow night, midday tomorrow. We'll be doing coffee time, and the subject for coffee time tomorrow is going to be brewing a the Jun mid range. And again, you know, I've got some ideas for it. There's a ton of different. Ooh, a 6/1 vehicle. That sounds interesting. But yeah, we're gonna be brewing in Jun and trying to build something mid range, but you know, not like all the exact decks that we have seen in the past. I'm trying to use like more of the new cards and stuff, but yet I want it to be competitive. I think that there's a good competitive deck in Jun, and it may just revolve around, you know, playing some Ronuses and you know, Brash and stuff like that. But I also think that we could get away with some kind of like Journey to Eternity build or something like that. I just think that there's a lot going on there, and I think that we could play around with that. Otherwise, I'm also wanting to retouch on a Sultai Reanimator deck. Tindershoot Dryad seems to be really, really good. There's a couple other spells that I'm a little bit interested in green. So, you know, the Scarab God deck with, you know, green and some of those creatures to come bring. Definitely wanting to see what Liliana's got to do here in Dominaria. We know that she's got to go to battle against Belzenlock, you know, and he's the wielder of the Black Blade. So how is Liliana going to defeat Belzenlock? And I just want to see if, you know, what she's got going on here. So, what do I think about Planeswalker Reanimator? I like Nissa and Liliana, and I really like the Eldest Reborn. I like those cards. I think that the old Sultai Reanimator deck that was like Amonkhet or right before rotation. That deck was really good because it had Ishkanai in it, and it was one of the only green spells in the deck was Ishkanai, and it was just because it needed something up in the air. It needed blockers to stop the Air Force, and Ishkanai could actually block Glorybringer, and without that, then you're kind of into a problematic space. So I do like the idea of playing and bringing back creatures and planeswalkers, or planeswalkers with like the Eldest Reborn or something like that. So Grixis Reanimator can reanimate Bolas. Exactly. Like, I mean, Bolas doesn't die. Well, no. Anyway, yeah. That all sounds like a lot of fun, and I'm definitely wanting to touch on that in some of my own personal brews. I'm wanting to get into either a Sultai Reanimator or this Jun brew that I'm working on right now. So expect that tomorrow for our coffee time. So if you guys want to show up to coffee time, you can. Those of you that are patrons, make sure that you check our site for the coffee time. I'll put a post up later that we're doing that. We're gonna brew on that. Just a heads up, coffee time is going to go back to one deck. Keeps getting away from me. I know you guys you're like, oh, look at this deck, look at this deck, look at this deck, and I've got to get back to like getting competitive here on the channel. It seems like for the past couple weeks, it may be me. It just may be me. I know I've had a lot going on. I may have not been able to just like give Magic the amount of attention that I want to give it. But everything just feels so weak. It doesn't feel like we have played an actual, tier 1 or competitive deck in weeks, and I've got to get back to that. I've got to play something that's just like crushing things, and it just doesn't feel great. Like there's just so many other really good spells that you could be casting, and I don't want to spend 5 mana in blue-black and not cast the Scarab God. Like, or even have option to not cast the Scarab God. Like, I don't want to sleeve up another blue-black deck that doesn't have the Scarab God in it. Like, this is one of the most powerful cards in Magic. Why are we not playing it? Right? Like, I get that it may not fit in some scenarios, but you can put 2 copies in the sideboard and just win a game because you turn 5'd it. Like, that is almost a bad thing. I get that that is not for a healthy meta, but for someone who has played all of these other decks, and then we play against, like, the Scarab God deck. He just plays the Scarab God. That's it. And we lose. I am tired of being on this side of the fence, and this is the exact type of thing that sells Magic cards, in my opinion. You know, people want to be budget. They want to play budget, and then all of a sudden, you know what? Forget it. I got a little bit of extra money. I'm going tier 1. You know, and that's one of those things. It happens. So, well, be sure to check out your mono white aggro build on the Reddit. And the Rakdos Pirates build, look for Madness. Why did that get hit? Why did that get hit? Right? I'll check it out. Maybe it's because of Reddit. But see, mono white, right? It hit it. Grab all of your opponent's cards, cram them in a deck. Grab all of your OP cards and cram them in a deck. Okay. That's almost what Grixis feels like. Like, let's play all of the best removal. Let's play all the best counters, all the best creatures. Well, there's nothing left. Oh, wait. All the best lands. Yeah, right? It's Grixis. They really wanted Bolas to be awesome. So, overall, I really like this Tetsuko deck. I actually had a lot of fun playing this deck. Like, it felt like I was doing things. I'm going to say that. Like, it felt like I was doing things, and those things that I was doing might have just been a little just under the power curve for you know, some of the things in competitive Magic right now. But man, this deck was a lot of fun, and it definitely got down to business. I do think that more times than not, I just didn't have an option to get down that Combat Celebrant. So I'm not 100% on whether Combat Celebrant's the perfect one there or not. I might want like another 1 or 2 drop that would just maybe even break those up with more Warkite Marauders and Kari Zebs so you can hit that curve a little bit better. But overall, the deck was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun playing it, and I hope you guys had a lot of fun watching it, of course. If you want to play this deck, check it out. It's only like 40 tickets, or maybe not even that much. Let's pull it up. We've got a moment left. We got a moment before we gotta go. I think this deck was 53 tickets. Yeah, 53 tickets. So $50 deck, and I would say most of that would be based in like Bomat Couriers and Spire Bluff Canals and Sulphur Falls. So, what is Spire Bluff now? Like, $8 a piece in paper. Sulphur Falls, $9.50 a piece in paper. So yeah, that's where the bulk of the deck comes from. Earthshaker Kenra. Combat Celebrant's still up around $8 a piece. Earthshaker Kenra, $4. I mean, okay, so not Bomat. Bomat's still $1 rare. But yeah, most of the budget here is in the lands and the Earthshaker Kenras and Combat Celebrant. So, and mainly because the Blue-Red GPG is still a deck. I personally like the Blue-Red GPG. I have most of the cards for it. The new version of it runs Goblin Chain Whirler. So yeah, just a really cool deck. I haven't actually played this deck for you guys yet, and I probably should. But yeah, this one's a lot of fun. I just haven't streamed anything really competitive. It's not that I haven't been playing them, but the last competitive deck that I really enjoyed was the Blue-White Historic. Dev built the Blue-White Historic deck, and it was a lot of fun. It was extremely competitive. This is one that top 8'd or 5'0'd or something like that. A really fun deck. This actually, I think, is the version that I've tweaked But yeah, I've had a lot of fun playing in Dominaria, but I think there's just so many interactions that people are having fun and stuff, but I don't think people are really winning and such. So, you wish you could like that comment. Islands are the best lands because they let you play blue spells. Pretty broken because you can have as many as you want. I do need to play the petals. So at some point I'm going to play the petals. So we'll play all the monocolored decks again. We're probably going to wait for Dominaria to start slowing down before we start doing that. But as of right now, we'll see you guys tomorrow for coffee time for those that are patrons. And we'll see those that show up to our late night streams. We'll see you guys tomorrow night at 8 for blue-black artifacts. And Jareth Miles, your blue-black artifact, like since I'm doing both the blue-black decks tomorrow, I'll probably do that. Justin Clay, if you're still here, I've recorded one half of yours. I'm working on the other half of it, and we'll see you. Maybe tomorrow as well. I don't know. It depends on how much time I get at the computer. I've got some other things I've got to do, so I'll see if I can get those games recorded and those decks tuned. But guys, my name's Eric, SideboardMTG. I had a lot of fun. I hope you had fun. We'll see you next time here on... I just said it, didn't I? Yeah. All right. Later, guys.